Hi everybody, welcome to our channel, The Latino Wrist Shots here on YouTube. My name is Andres, and for today's episode, we're gonna take a closer look at the Wren Diver. This one is 38 millimeters and it's the Mad edition or the Mad version. I've had this watch for about a week. Andy from Andy's Watches was incredibly kind to lend me this one in order to experience it, take a closer look, take some shots and videos of it. And I have some thoughts. So we're going to be talking about the specs and dimensions first. Then we're going to get into some of the things that I loved most about this watch and whether or not a diver like this one fits into my collection. So without further ado, let's flip the camera and check it out. The Wren Diver is 38 millimeters for the case of the watch, while the lug to lug is 45 millimeters. The lug width is 20 millimeters and the thickness is only 10.7. That's including the box sapphire crystal, and the whole case itself has also a PVD coated scratch resistance, so it's gonna help with wear and tear, not gonna be so noticeable. And that's a benefit, I think, for this watch because the finishing is just absolutely gorgeous. We have a signed crown with the Wren logo screwed in, which provides it with 200 meters of water resistance. Taking a closer look at the dial, we have a sandwich style one. What that means is that the dial itself is cut out, in particular where the indices are, and then there's another layer underneath, which in this case has been done with loom. So it looms up incredibly well. The entire bezel is also loomed. We have the automatic text, plus the 200 meters or 660 meters. Below that, a date wheel at 6 o'clock. I would have wished to see it framed. I just prefer when the date window is framed, but it still looks good. It blends in the Wren logo. And if we flip the watch, we have this beautiful display case back in which we witness the ETA 2892. It is an automatic movement. You can see the rotor moving a little bit right there, which provides it with 42 hours of power reserve. A nice little detail is that you'll see the Wren bird right there. The strap that it comes with also has quick release. I have it on a strap habit right now, but the strap includes the Wren logo, a little safeguard keeper for the first one, and then this one runs loose, which is standard, and then it is integrated. So I'll show you guys a few shots in a little bit, but the quick release is right there, very easy to operate. The second strap also has Wren written in it, and very breathable, very great quality, I must say, and also the quick release. So in terms of what I liked most about this watch was definitely the size. I'm wearing the Tudor Black Bay 54 right now, 37 millimeters. And ever since I've had this one for a couple years, I realized that the smaller size watches, smaller size divers, and overall any type of watch, I prefer it on the smaller end of the spectrum. Fits better on my wrist, and it's just my personal preferences. But of course, like I always say, what is for me might not be for you. But on paper, this one seemed right up my alley, and it indeed was. I liked a lot the thinness of it. I thought it was incredibly comfortable on wrist. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna put it on now, why not? So yes, I thought it was incredibly thin, and that was gonna aid in the comfort of the watch. It was gonna feel like if you ever wear a titanium watch and you kind of feel, or you kind of forget that it's on your wrist, that's kind of the same thought process or the same feeling I get with this one, and I mean it in a good way. I like it when it's not too intrusive, when it's not too hefty. Divers like these or watches like this one, it just doesn't impede the movement on the wrist. It doesn't make it uncomfortable. If I'm wearing a sweater, it doesn't appear like with a bulk on top. And those, like I said, are my preferences, but were one of the things that I liked. Another thing was the sandwich dial. I think the sandwich dial adds an extra layer of depth to it and also a little bit more intricacy, but it helps mostly with the legibility. I think having those sunken indices of sorts, the polishing, and it almost kind of looks like a black lining around it, helps make this watch so easy to read when you're trying to tell the time. Because with white watches, white dial watches can be a little tricky, or silver dial watches as well. I used to have a Zodiac world timer, and the dial was silver, and sometimes depending on the light, it just blends in, and it's impossible to tell the time. With this one, Ren did an incredible job. I have taken this outside. I've taken it to the lake. I've taken it to the office. I've been all sorts of places with it, and it's never difficult. If I take the watch out or off my wrist, the case back. From my understanding, on the first batch, they were numbered, individually numbered. That adds a sense of uniqueness to the watch, and I like it when they're numbered. I think future batches won't be individually numbered, which is a shame, but makes divers like these or watches like these first editions even more special. Another thing that I liked was the bezel. At first, I wasn't so sure. I thought it was a little tough to get a grip on it, but as I've come to use it and grown accustomed to it, it's easy. Don't get me wrong, there's other divers like the Santurce collection Picua that is just so easy to rotate. You don't have to get a tight grip on it. This one, you kind of have to like push your fingers there because it's so close to the case. On the Tudor Black Bay 56 or 54, sorry, it's similar, but this one is a little more snappy and easy to operate. You have to put a little bit of more force on this one, but you can definitely hear just the sharp clickness, if that's a word. Versus something like the Tudor Black Bay 54. I think you hear the ceramic ball bearings on this one, but it became something that I liked, and just the ratchety sound of it, I enjoyed. Another thing, of course, the signed crown, and Wren has such a beautiful logo that I like to see it there. Straps was very fun to use. I'm somebody who likes to throw different straps from time to time on my watches. Gives it a different look, different character. You pair it up with different outfits and so on and so forth. The Tudor, I have it on a tiger camel strap from Strap Habit and Sketchy Boys Watch Club. Right now on the Wren Diver, I have it on a Strap Habit vented black strap. I think it gives it a nice little contrast, and don't get me wrong, the strap that it came on, the OEM Wren strap, works incredibly well. It pretty much matches the dial. It's almost on spot, and obviously when you're wearing it, it really blends in completely. To my surprise, my wife liked it more on the white strap when I would wear it. I'm just not a fan, and this is again my personal preference, but I'm not a fan of the fitted straps, so where it completely joins the case. I like the little division that it has when it's like a flat strap, per se. Switching it with different colors, I realized that this could be an all-around seasonal watch. So it works in the summer. I think it would be so beautiful in the winter, especially in Rochester when it's always, 10 months out of the year it's snowing. A diver like this one would be pretty sweet. Now the question begs, could I have a Wren in my collection? And the short and quickest answer is yes. And I was surprised though, because the white version, when I went to their page before I got it from Andy, the white one wasn't really my favorite. I liked a few other variants, and I thought this one was going to be the one I liked the least, but it turned out to be the one I liked the most. If I didn't go for the white one, the Mad Edition, I would definitely go with the limited edition from Time and Tides, the Crimson, a beautiful interpretation of red throughout the dial and throughout the bezel. That would be my second option, but if I had to pick, I would definitely go still with the Mad. So, if you love smaller size watches, and if you love watches that sort of disappear on wrist and become almost like an extension of your arm, and if you like a watch with a good level of pop to it, and it's a big contrast to those tool-like, rugged style watches, then just like me, this one is for you. I think it's worth the experience, and to many people, it's a watch that you wouldn't regret getting. And if you decide to flip it in the future, I'm sure, which is okay, I'm sure you would have enjoyed your time with it. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts about Wren if you have experienced any of their watches, perhaps the 41mm variants that are in titanium, which is another thing. I would love to see a 38mm version in titanium. That would just be amazing. But that's going to be it. I'll see you guys around on the next one. Thank you for watching. Ciao.